Hi Virgo, welcome into your reading. Okay, so it's been a minute. Let's see what's going on for you guys. What are we looking into? I want to say the second going into the third week of July, guys. All right, so we're in the middle of July. Let's see what's coming. No, let me start over. What's the situation for my Virgos? For the Virgos that I'm reading for. All right, the Six of Swords popped out. And the Three of Wands. Okay. Oh, and Justice at the bottom of the deck, which is very interesting. All right, so Virgos. The Six of Swords is talking about you mentally disengaging and leaving something or someone behind. Something could be a job or a situation or a dynamic of any kind. So, for example, you're definitely in a tough predicament. You're definitely in a tough situation or a tough place because the Six of Swords represents somebody who's trying to run away, not just from their problems, but somebody who actually will be able to do this. Because you have a lot of issues going on and you're thinking about them over and over again in your mind. But with the Six of Swords, it's talking about how you're like, I'm going to leave that difficult situation behind me. That toxic situation, that place, that burden, that person, that thing, right? However, you have the Three of Wands crossing you, meaning that you're waiting for something to come in. Your ships to come in, a project to come in, a relationship to come in, a person to come in, a miracle to come in. You're waiting for something. But you are in this place where you're also mentally disengaging from the negative to go to something a lot more positive. And the Justice at the bottom of the deck is telling me that the universe will not forsake you. All right, they're not going to leave you in the lurch. They're not going to leave you in the dirt. But justice comes in many forms, right? In ways that we don't expect. It's like that saying, we plan and God laughs. So whatever your plan might be, the universe is going to reward you. And maybe the reward at first might not look like a reward, but a blessing in disguise. So we'll see as we go along and see what's happening here for you. Now, because even the places or the things or the situations you're involved with, Virgo, even those situations can change or evolve. And I promise you they are because of Uranus moving in with this planetary alignment, Saturn going retrograde. We have Mercury going retrograde. We have Neptune coming in. It's a lot of crazy. And these planets are reflections of our soul, right? But they're also reflections of our archetype, yours being Virgo. And with that said, what it does is it influences you. Now, you could be operating from a positive or you could be operating from a negative. But the reason I discuss these influences or these planetary alignments along with tarot, because they help us understand, A, and B, also how to mitigate any kind of fallout or deal with any issue that's coming in. All right, so let's continue and see what's going on. What's coming in towards my Virgos, please? Queen of Cups and Strength card, which is Leo energy. And at the bottom of the deck is Six of Pentacles. I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram, but it's so funny because I talk about the Six of Pentacles being a breadcrumbing card. Someone who breadcrumbs you just so you stick around until they figure it out. Now, this could be you doing that. You could be breadcrumbing somebody until you figure some shit out. But I digress because that's the bottom of the deck. On the table over here is your Queen of Cups and your Strength card. I get that you love something or someone. I get you're in love with someone or something. But I also see you using all your resilience and your strength to do something for this love. But I also see you resisting something too. Hard. So, I don't know what you're resisting, but you're either accepting or you're giving these breadcrumbs in order to keep something in place temporarily until you figure some shit out. Now, again, this could be your person doing that to you, but I definitely see you resisting from doing something in particular. Again, we're going to clarify and we'll see what they're talking about. Let's just get out, the rest of the cards. What is it that Virgo doesn't see coming their way, please? Wow, death, Scorpio. And Hangman at the bottom of the deck, Pisces. Now I have a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oof. Okay. I can see some stuff here. I definitely see you stuck, Virgo. And I understand you're trying to see something from a different perspective. But something has ended, something that there was a lot of marriage. There was a lot of money. On your home with a big time job or a marriage. All right. And, marriage or a commitment is a lot of something. But let me just show you what I'm talking about. You have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the highest money card in the deck. It's also the marriage and commitment card. But in reverse, it's a fallout. It's an ending. It's a breakup. And I'm confirmed by it with death. Remember in the beginning of this video, I was talking to you, how does justice come in for you? It will. The damage is going to happen first, and then the justice comes in. And in what form it comes in, I don't know. But like I said, this is a blessing in disguise. This is the stuff that I wish more astrologers, I'm not really an astrologer, I haven't really studied it. I just dabble in it just enough so I know how it's affecting us. Mostly a tarot reader. But the reason I bring it up is because I feel like astrologers, for the first time ever in our history of life and spirituality, I think they should be more vocal. I really do, because times are changing and drastically. It's going to be, a turbulent road ahead. COVID should have been the first, shot across the bow, so you can understand what I'm talking about. With Uranus moving into these planetary shifts that I was discussing earlier in Gemini, actually, it's in the it's in the zodiac sign of Gemini and communication. It affects every zodiac sign differently. And in your case, it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to be more vocal because you're going to get run over, Virgo. All right? Because something has ended for you. But you know what? It's a struggle or something that you were not changing in the first place, so the universe took it from you. So going back to what I was talking about with astrologers, they're preparing you, the universe, for the new world, the new order, the new thing that's coming in, the innovation, the technology, the new form of friends, family, and anything that has us fixed or we're so rigid that we won't change our minds, we're going to be hurt by it. And we will be affected by those effects quite drastically. This is why you also have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, telling you to see something from a different perspective. But let's get into the other two cards. You have the Two of Pentacles and you have the King of Wands. This King of Wands is incoming energy. This is somebody very fiery, very charismatic, very passionate, attractive. They make life seem attractive, but you're tossing and turning over a certain situation. You're debating something. You're weighing your pros and cons regarding something, and I don't know what that is, but I'm sure you do. Now, what is the advice here for Virgo? I'm sorry I went into the whole astrology thing, and it was a bit of a run-on, but I think it's important. So I'm really feeling like a lot of you might have lost your jobs or a commitment of some kind. And you are feeling the financial crunch between the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and death. And now in your advice, I'm seeing the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is lack of money. All right. It's also not just a financial crunch, but if it's not financial, then this is feeling left out in the cold. That you're not part of the team. You're not part of the group. You're broken up. So you're no longer, a partner of any kind. And because of this, and it falling in your advice position, which I kind of like a negative card to be in the advice position because it's not as negative or as bad as you think it could be. It makes me feel as if, Virgo, you have the opportunity to come in from out of the cold. You have to muster up your strength and all your might to get yourself up on out of this. All right? You need not be left out in the cold. Even on a theoretical or emotional level, you have a support team. You have a support system. You need to find it and or cultivate it. Okay? I hope I made myself clear on that. And I'm being rough on you because this is tough love. I want you to think of me as your older sister sitting at the end of the couch, giving you that tough love that you need to motivate you to push you forward, because I see you're going through some hardships, right? Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, I see the Seven of Cups. You trying to make a decision, a wise one. You're kind of like looking at all your options, and you're trying to figure out which one's the best for you. And if you're not, then you should be, especially since we're in the advice position. Because under that is the breadcrumbing card. Not getting a lot, but just enough to get by. All right, what is the outcome of the week, please? I hate to say this. I really, really hate to say this to you, Virgo. But I'm going to do it to you because I need you to light a fire under your bum. This is a huge, huge wake-up call that I'm seeing here. All right, guys? Eight of Swords, feeling stuck and trapped like you don't have many decisions. Seven of Swords, trying to strategize something here, or how to... It's something you're doing on the low. You know, it's definitely low key. You're trying to either ghost someone, ghost a relationship, Irish exit from a commitment, a job, a something, or you're trying to strategize, at least the best that I can see. But the Seven of Swords always talks about you're doing it quietly because you're the hooded man in the shadows. And again, I have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's see what's going on with you. I'm going to start clarifying. I know I keep saying, I'm trying to be thoughtful. Okay. If anybody needs a virtual hug, you got one from me. Let's continue. I also started TikTok, which is actually pretty cool. So you guys can also feel free to follow me there. But before, when I was talking about the Six of Pentacles on my Instagram, I have this like story up right now that's so funny where this guy goes, how can they reduce you to, like you're not a rose, you're a whole garden. How can they reduce you to a single bloom? And it's the funniest thing. But follow me on Instagram too, because a lot of that goes back to the readings that I do for you guys. All right. What's going on here, the situation with the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands, please? The Hangman again. Pisces energy. All right, so something that either you know is falling apart or has fallen apart, you're picking up the pieces and you're trying to move forward slowly but cautiously. It's one of those things where, you know what, I'm still going to keep trekking along, but I'm going to look for any flying objects that might hurt me because I need to keep moving forward with stability. So you're trying to do something in a different perspective. Even though you're waiting for something, you're still chopping wood. You're still chipping away at what you're doing, right? Whether it's your job or some hobby or whatever project you're doing or a relationship, you're still at it. And you're doing great. And you're moving slowly but cautiously. But you're still waiting for something as you're doing this. All right, what is the Queen of Cups and Strength, please? The Moon in reverse, another Pisces energy. Interesting. Got a lot of Pisces people around you. Or in your chart. This Queen of Cups and the Moon in reverse and this. Wow. Now I know you are resisting something without a doubt in my mind. And if it's not for you, this reading. See, with Strength and Seven of Wands, you're definitely resisting something. This is the minor arcana to this major arcana. That's why I use two different decks, because sometimes I like to see if the cards are going to back me, right? But with the Moon in reverse, this is talking about revealing some kind of information. So if there was a secret or things going on behind the scenes, or you had fear of the future, I think a lot of these things become reality for you. Or the secret comes to light, right? The unknown becomes known. But I still see you resisting from doing something. saying something, moving forward with someone, taking a job of some kind, there's definitely a pushback. And I think it's because that whole breadcrumbing thing I was talking about earlier, but now looking at the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, I think you're buying time. You're trying to weigh your pros and cons right now, and you're struggling as to what you're going to do. So some job that ended for you, or some relationship or marriage that ended for you, this king, this fire sign person, they don't have to be a fire sign. They just represent fiery energies. Is available to you because they're in the upright position. So whoever this is, they're part of this story, right? That you're weighing your pros and cons over. Please clarify this. The Magician, Taurus energy. Oh, Scorpio energy again. There's a lot of water in here. And the Eight of Wands. Okay, let's get into this. So the Magician talks about manifesting something for your future. And the Tower represents something that has collapsed. Remember earlier, again, I'm repeating myself where I said blessing in disguise. Because something was no longer suited for you, because you were so rooted and so fixed in doing it that you weren't evolving, you weren't growing, you weren't changing. So what happens in that case? The universe takes it from you. They're saying, no, Virgo, that's either A, beneath you, or not for you anymore. Okay? And it is a force of evolution onto you for your betterment. For you, your family, your life, your whatever, right? And the Eight of Wands, taking action. So these two cards together, the Hierophant, the Magician and the Eight of Wands. This is trying to manifest something for your future, but actually putting, the wheels in motion to do it. Like literally going back and forth. This is conversations back and forth. This is sending out resumes and getting responses. This is your lover, your person, whoever you're dating. You go to them, they come to you. They call you, you call them. It's back and forth. It's taking action towards something that you're trying to manifest. But you're weighing your pros and cons because it might be a difficult decision for you. But whatever fell apart for you over here with this Tower, it was coming for a while. And this goes right back again to what I was telling you guys earlier, that this is the only time in our life's history where I feel astrologers were more vocal with the kind of changes that are coming to all of us. The universe is basically preparing everyone for next year. This is the access month, right? This is the pivotal month where all these like disruptive or destructive planets that are coming in to shift everyone's reality. Okay, let's continue. Because if we don't get hell adjusted to what's coming towards us, we will not be able to win this course of life or this journey that you're on. I promise you, these changes and these differences that are coming to you, Virgo, are here for a reason. All right, now, Five of Pentacles. Okay, Three of Wands, the Lover, and then there's your Two of Pentacles again at the bottom of the deck. Okay, your Three of Wands came out again, guys. Some of you feel left out in the cold by a lover or a partner, can be business partner or somebody you work with, somebody that you needed to deal with. You might not want to, but you needed them because the universe put you two together to help each other, to guide one another, right? So you have to help yourself to come in from out of the cold. And lovers is always a choice. It's always a decision. You can say, I am going to fight to make this work, or I'm going to let it go. And clearly with these Seven of Wands and strength, you're avoiding this. You're pushing it away. So I feel like you've already made your choice. But yet you're waiting. You're waiting for them to come into you, or something better, or something else. Stop waiting. Five of Pentacles, you're going to be waiting out in the cold for a very long time, Virgo. You need to come in from out of the cold. If this is not something for you, put it to bed. Tell this person, I need closure because I want a real relationship or nothing at all. Or this has gone as far as it can go. I'm sorry, but I need to go. But what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for them to come back? Are you waiting for something else? That thing that you're waiting for is what's pausing you. When we're making choices in life, we are living. All right. I understand you need to be methodical about it because I see the Seven of Swords here, or you're ghosting. You're definitely ghosting. You're not even saying anything. You're just like, bye. You're ghosting. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. You feel stuck. What's the Eight of Swords and Seven of Swords? Yeah, you're definitely, if a lot of you, if this is in regards to a love ship, you're definitely leaving. And you're staying single. And the Eight of Swords came out again. So it's doubling down my message. But you are going to be single. Because there's a fresh new start in love here. You're going to meet somebody new. Or you have met somebody new. Or that's what you're doing. Maybe that's what you're waiting for, a new love. But I do see marriage and commitment at the bottom of the deck, which is something doing traditionally. All right, let's see what's going on here for love. For Virgos, please. Yes. Let your friends help you. Remember earlier I was talking about getting out of the cold from your advice position, that you have a support system, and put that in place? Definitely. Let your friends help you, Virgo. All right. Last but not least, actually, I'm so curious to know what the little unicorns have to say. Take this with a grain of salt. Okay. They could be a little rude. Virgos, please. Love. I love this card. Get some. Give some. It will cheer your ass up. And what's this one? You got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. All right, guys. This is what I have for you this week. I hope that helped. I'll see you in the next one.